G'day everyone, this is Harry McKenna here, and welcome to my first movie review here on my channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, or simply Star Wars for those of you who watched it back in 1977. And not only do I think this is a great film, but I'd argue it's one of the best movies ever made. So basically before I start, I want to say that this video is made with a GoPro Hero 11. So if any of you guys are interested in purchasing one for yourself, I'll be happy to link it down in the description if you guys want to go check it out for yourself. So yeah, that'll be great. Anyway, so I'm sharing this review with you because in the next few years I would love to get into the film industry, making films. Yes, and as part of that as well, I'm just an avid lover of cinema, and I just want to share with you guys my thoughts on certain movies, not just Star Wars, it'll be other things as well. So basically, how this is going to go is, I'm going to split this up into two sections. So there'll be one section where I'll be talking about the technical aspects of the film, so basically from a filmmaker's perspective, and then the second part will be how I think it is, as a piece of entertainment. So both sections I'll rate the film out of 5. So I'll rate it out of 5 from a filmmaker's perspective, and then out of 5 for an entertainment, as a piece of entertainment, and then I'll add them together, which will end it with a rating of out of 10. And I'll also give it a grade at the end as well. So for example, say if I rate a film a 0 to a 2.5 out of 10, it'll get an F grade. If I rate it a 3 to a 4.5, it'll be a D. 5 to 6.5 C. 7 to 8.5 B. And 9 to 10 will be an A. Hey guys, so I know it seems strange the way I'm doing it, but it's just the way I want to talk about it. Okay, so first I'm going to start off with talking about from a filmmaking perspective. Okay, so sorry guys, I've got my phone here as well. I'm looking at that because I've got notes here about what I want to talk about. So the first thing that I want to mention about is the opening crawl. The opening crawl is iconic, in all of Star Wars. If I think of Star Wars, the first thing I'm going to think of is the opening crawl. It's so iconic, and it just serves as a good prologue to the film as well. Gets you in the setting, gets you in the mood. Yes, and I always it's just amazing hearing when you hear it start, especially in the cinema. There's nothing quite like it, and I love it very much. Okay, so cinematography. The way this was filmed, back in the day, back in 1977, this film was groundbreaking at the time, and the cinematography, I think it still holds up. And I'd argue that it's still one of the best looking films. I'd say some films today don't even look as good. I'd say most films this looks better than most films released today. There's some gorgeous shots, especially everyone knows the iconic scene of Luke looking at the twin suns on Tatooine, thinking about his dream to get away from the farm and to join the rebellion. And that iconic, especially that iconic shot of the Death Star as well, approaching Yavin 4 is, I love that scene. I love that shot as well. Generally, there's so much in this film cinematography wise that I just love, and I think it's top tier cinematography at its finest. Okay, special effects. And because this is a much older film, it mostly uses practical effects. Yeah, the one I watched recently was the special edition, so I had all the mixing of had the remaster as well as the CGI, which I do have to say, like, the CGI looks very out of place, and I'm not sure why George Lucas thought it was a good idea to include it, but yeah, but like, yeah, like, it looks out of place, and like, I just kind of wish it's not there, but like, it doesn't bother me too much. So basically, I'm thinking about it as like the not 77 picture, so I'm not gonna take away any points because of that. So that was like, as if we're talking about the special edition. And generally, I think the special effects in this film still like hold up. Like, most people would say that practical special effects are a lot better than CGI. And yeah, I'd agree, definitely, because like, in general, it just seems more fun knowing that was practically done, like, that actually happened. So that was fun. I was like that, like, sound. So all the sound effects are like top notch, like the blasters, the lightsaber, the Death Star. It's all just so good. It's so good. I also like generally like how loud the audio is as well. Like, it's amazing. Like, even for an old film, like, the sound is really good. Like, that's probably due to the remaster, but like, even back then, that would have been like so good. Okay, the costume design. Well, the costumes in Star Wars are all like iconic, just from like the look of Darth Vader, his armor, the stormtroopers' suits and helmets. They just look like, even like the uniforms of the rebel fighters. Like Princess Leia's like outfit in this film is like iconic. Same as Luke, like with his farm boy outfit, like, which is iconic. And of course Han Solo, like, everyone knows the Han Solo costume, and it's just amazing. And then like the Imperial officers, like, I feel like their costumes look really good as well. And yeah, it's amazing. Like, everything about the costumes, I think, is amazing. Okay, transitions. So like, all the different types of transitions, like, in have always been present in Star Wars films. Like, they've just looked really cool, and they just look really good. And I feel like a lot of that's like missing in the newer films, and like, it's also just doesn't feel the same really. It's just the screen, like the wipe of the screen, or the transitions in general just look really, really good. Something like I really like. Oh, I talked about the sound earlier, but I also have to talk about the score, the music. Like, John Williams' score is so iconic. Like, the theme for Star Wars, I'd argue, is one of the best movie themes of all time. And I'll fight anyone who claims otherwise. And just like, also the music when Luke is looking off into the two suns. Like, that's such an iconic track. I'm sorry, guys, I don't know the name of it off the top of my head. If I did, I would tell you. So don't roast me too much in the comment section for that. And especially like, and the end credit theme, like, is so good. Like they used it in every movie. Like, even like Rogue One Solo, like, it was used in that. And like, it's not a Star Wars film without that. The designs of all the droids, the creatures and the ships, like it looks so good. Like, it's so good. Like George Lucas is a very very creative person. Like, and anyone who's like worked on this film, like in the makeup, the design department, like I give them props because like I feel like it's also a lot of the charm of this film as well because like just the looks of the ships and the creatures and especially the droids like C-3PO and R2-D2. Like if I think of Star Wars, I think of the designs of the droids of C-3PO and R2-D2. Oh yeah, and also the planets. Yeah, all the planets are like Yavin 4, Tatooine. It's this so iconic. Alderaan. Like look at that. Even though I got it's blown to a billion pieces. Like for what we see of it, like the design. I love the design of it. Okay, the action. This film has like the action's like some of the strongest aspects of this film. Like the lightsaber battle between like Darth Vader and Obi-Wan like might be very boring by today's standards, especially what we see like compared to newer films, but just amazing. Like it was the first lightsaber duel ever done, and it's so good. Like, and I'll always love it for it. Love it for it. Like the run through the Death Star. That's an amazing scene. Like so iconic. That Luke shoots in, destroys the Death Star, flies up. Amazing. Any action with the Millennium Falcon is like really good. Like I think a highlight of the film is definitely the action scene after when Han and Luke and Leia like first leave the Death Star after Obi-Wan dies. And when Luke and Han are on the gunner position, like the gunners, like that's such an iconic scene, especially. And again, back to the music. The music there is like some really good stuff. Dialogue. The dialogue is, say what you will about George Lucas and his dialogue writing, but like even like some of the most iconic lines that like are known like by the prequel films are present in this, like both "Hello There" and "This Is Where the Fun Begins," which are all very well known memes from the prequels, did actually originate from this film. Because if you pay attention to the dialogue, you'll notice them, and like I love that about it. Like I never noticed it before, and it's just amazing, just amazing. The performances, like yes, we can't. Last thing I want to talk about here is the performances. So I think Alec Guinness is probably was the best actor in this film. Like I can see why he was nominated for best supporting actor, because he did a really good job. And it's too bad he didn't win for it. Okay, so out of I suppose Mark Hamill, his performance of Luke, if you want me to be honest, isn't that great in this film. Like Luke's himself is very whiny, and I'd argue that I think in this film specifically that Mark Hamill, out of Mark Harrison and Carrie Fisher, they're all he was probably the weakest actor of the three. Because I definitely think Carrie Fisher, she was at the time she wasn't very well known either. But I still feel she did a better job, and she was also younger as well. And Harrison Ford, he was already well known. He had lots of experience. So yeah, so he was definitely the strongest out of those three. And his performances are just iconic. I may criticize Mark Hamill's performance, but it's iconic. Carrie Fisher's performance, iconic. Harrison Ford, iconic. Alec Guinness, iconic. Anthony Daniels as C-3PO is always a highlight, and you say free, but like here again, like I said, iconic like a million times, but it is like everything about this film is iconic. It just is. And so generally, to wrap up my thoughts from a filmmaking perspective, like generally I think like all this together, like from a perspective, I'd argue that like this is one of the greatest films ever made, ever brought to the big screen. And so I'll gladly rate Star Wars: A New Hope from a filmmaker's perspective, like a full 5 out of 5. Okay, now I'll discuss my thoughts on it as like a piece of entertainment, like how fun of a film it is. Oh, sorry guys. The film itself is like I love the story of this film. Like it's so iconic. Like, I mean, if I was to list like one complaint I had for it, it would probably be like, I don't know, like it can feel very slow at some points, which isn't a bad thing. Don't get me wrong. That's not a bad thing. Like, say like, but I feel like in this film, it wasn't a bad thing. Like, it felt like the film's pace felt right. Like slow in the beginning, like, and then like once Luke and Obi-Wan met Han, like it picks up. That's where like it picks up. Yeah, well the pace gets like it feels like a lot faster from there on. Like it starts off slow and then it gets way faster like by the end of it. And as I said, the slow, that's not a bad thing. Like sometimes it's needed, and I felt like it was needed. Generally, it's a really fun film. It's a piece of entertainment. Like you watch this to be entertained, and you get that from it. Like it's really fun. Even some of the stuff I've talked about from the technical aspects, like as I said, like the action, the music, special effects, sound, cinematography, like it all enhances the experience. Like, especially if you notice this kind of stuff, like when I did, like it made me appreciate the film even more. And it's just, it's just amazing, really. Yeah, generally, action, amazing. Entertaining, yes. I mean, like as I've just said, I would have to say that, sorry guys, I don't know what to say. Yeah, so it's entertaining, like it starts off a bit like slow paced, like, and that may bother some people. And so I feel like I'm gonna have to slightly deduct a minor half a point for that. Like, but other than that, as a piece of entertainment, it's just amazing. I love it. I love it a lot. So, from an entertainment as a piece of entertainment, I'll rate Star Wars: A New Hope overall a 4.5 out of 5. Okay, so technical, I rated technical out of 5, and that was a 4.5. So if I add them together, if my maths is correct, I believe it means I rate Star Wars: A New Hope a 9.5 out of 10. And as you know, that's straight up an A grade. This movie is just amazing. I argue it's one of the best films of all time. Like some may argue that Empire Strikes Back is a better film, or Revenge of the Sith's a more fun film. But if we didn't have this, like, we wouldn't have everything else. So like 50 years, nearly 50 years later, like, if we never had this, then we wouldn't get everything else. So yeah, it's amazing film. I love it. And so yeah, that about wraps up my review. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys would like to see me review Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Phantom Menace, Tactical High, Revenge of the Sith, Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker, as well as Rogue One and Solo. If you would like to see those, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss those uploads. And once again, I filmed this video using a GoPro Hero 11. If you guys would like to purchase one for your own, I'll put a link down in the description below. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.